my neck. Okay, so I want to take a nap, but Stokely's not letting me go to sleep. So I decided since he's not letting me go to sleep, I'm going to give you guys a story. We're going to have story time. And hopefully this story time makes him go to sleep. You going to go to sleep? So my labor and delivery story actually starts right here in this bed. So pretty much I woke up around 5 o'clock and I noticed that there was some leakage coming from my vaginal area. Vaginal area. But so I was like, okay, I don't know what that is. Like, are you serious right now? I was thinking, okay, this is not gonna work. I can't do it like this. I can't. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I had some leakage because well, for those of you who are pregnant, when you are pregnant, things be happening down there. So I got up, I went straight to the restroom, and then after that, I tried to lay back down. Mind you, all throughout the night, I have been using the restroom like crazy. I had just been peeing all through the night. So then I went to lay back down, and what? So I went to lay back down. So I went to lay back down. Say hey. So I went to lay back down, and I was just having these contractions, and they were so intense, and it just felt like period cramps. And I'm not even gonna say they were so intense because I've had very intense cramps before when I was on my cycle, so they weren't like, let me think. On a scale from 1 to 10, the cramps were probably about maybe a 4 or 5 ish. But still, they were annoying. So I was like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm clearly not going to sleep. And something told me, I was like, Stokely is coming today. And in my head, it's 5 o'clock. So I said, I knew I wanted to have a short labor and delivery. So I said, okay, Stokely will probably be here by noon. So anyway, I was like, well, these contractions are probably going to get worse. So let me get my stuff together. Well, as much as I could. So my insurance card was upstairs. So what I did, I went upstairs and I found my insurance card. And then when I had my insurance card, I kept having to go to the bathroom. But this time I wasn't having to pee. I had to like do number 2. I had Indian food last night. I had to get it all out my system. Everything was just going out my system. And it kind of felt like there was so much pressure on the lower region of my body. Oh my God, did you just fart? Ugh. There was so much pressure on the lower region of my body. So I just felt like just the push, and then I felt like I had to push, but I was really having to push out number 2. It's just a lot. So pretty much for you guys who don't know, when you are going through labor, your body just eliminates everything. Ew. So sorry. You eliminated everything, huh? Yeah, you're eliminating everything. So when your body goes through labor, you just eliminate everything. See, I'm trying to get myself at a cute angle. I kind of look like an old school auntie right now with this bro. I'm giving Angela Davis vibes. Power to the people. But so, gosh, look at this boy. He's sliding. Anyway, so do y'all hear him fart? Okay, so yeah, so your body eliminates everything. So if you have an idea that you might be going into labor anytime soon, like within the next 24 to 48 hours, I suggest that you eat things that is easy for your body to digest. So I wouldn't eat like heavy meats and stuff because they are harder for people's bodies to digest. And I probably wouldn't do any dairy. I don't know. Depending on how your stomach is, I would do fruits and vegetables. And I really think that that's what helped me out because when I had that Indian food, it was literally just vegetables. And a couple of days before, I had Ethiopian food, and we just had vegetables, a vegetable plate. So, yeah. So, what was I saying? So, I was just eliminating. And while I was getting my insurance, my insurance card and stuff together, I'm not gonna lie, every time it got intense. Between me having to do number two, it was getting intense. So, I would have to stop. I would have to breathe, take deep breaths. And sometimes I would, there's a restroom upstairs, so I would like lean on the ledge of the sink and take deep squats and breathe and squat. Breathe and squat. Because sitting down just didn't help. Like, I don't know. Bending over didn't help. I just had to squat and then do what I was doing. And the contraction would come and then squat and do what I was doing. I was like looking like this, hobbling around the room trying to find my insurance card. So then I go back downstairs because I'm like, this is getting intense. And when I went down them stairs, I said, this is my last time going down those stairs pregnant. Because when I tell you, it wasn't even pain, but it was just like so much pressure, like gravity, just pressure on like everything down below. I'm talking about my uterus, I can't even think of the technical science anatomy type terms, but all of it, it was just a lot of pressure. And I was like, okay. And I actually went down, I think I went down the stairs sideways, and I did like one step at a time. It was a lot. And so by this time, the contractions were getting more intense. And so then I came downstairs and I continued to do what I was doing upstairs, which, yeah, so when I got downstairs, I continued to do what I was doing upstairs, which is eliminate everything. Just eliminate, get it out. So the food was still trying to come out. But luckily, it was vegetable, so it was pretty easy. It was a pretty smooth thing. Because the worst thing I can imagine going through when you're in labor is like being constipated and in labor. Like, that just sounds terrible. So I pushed through the poop out. TMI. And so I guess I don't even know where the time is going. So I'm doing the same thing on the I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing on the ledge. I'm doing the same thing on the ledge in the bathroom, on the ledge of the sink in the bathroom downstairs, and I'm squatting when they get intense. I'm like, I'm squatting and I'm breathing out, and I'm using the bathroom and I'm pushing. See, I'm pushing. I feel like I'm pushing poop out, but I think I'm also kind of pushing the baby down the birth canal. That's what it almost felt like, because I just want to keep pushing, push. So they're getting more intense, and I'm like, okay. And when I sit down, it's so uncomfortable, and I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. So then I'm like, I need my exercise ball, and my exercise ball was in the car. So at this moment, it's probably around 7:30ish. It's probably around 7:30ish, maybe. So 7ish probably, and I call my mom and I'm like, can you please get my exercise ball? And I'm talking just like this, like, please get my exercise ball. So she's like, bro, you farting during my whole video. So she's like, all right, like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And at this point, I think I'm like 36 and a half weeks, so I'm not full term. Is that the right word? But it ain't time. So she was like, are you having Braxton Hicks? And I'm like, no. Like, and she's like, tell me what's going on. She's asking me all these questions, and I'm just like, it's intense now. And I don't want to say it's pain, because when I think about pain, I think of something that is like working against the body, like resistance, like a cut, like getting hit, like something traumatic to the body. And this was intense sensations. It was very intense, but I wasn't at the point where I was crying. I wasn't at the point where I was. Wait, I was about to say I wasn't at the point where I was screaming, but I wasn't screaming. I was more of like, oh, but I wasn't like, ah, I was kind of, oh. So the contractions are getting more intense at this point. The cramps that felt like fours or fives, they getting on the six, sevens, eight scale. So I'm like, oh, and my mom's asking me all these questions, like how far apart they are. At this point, I'm not counting. I can't count contractions. If I'm feeling some type of way, yeah, right. If I'm feeling intensity, I'm feeling some type of way, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm not counting. I'm not like, oh, it was 2 minutes since it hurt. It just hurt. It just all felt like one big blah. So anyway, but I wouldn't say it was pain because it felt like my body was going through a strenuous process that it needed to go through. And it felt like it was just gravity doing its work, and it was pressure. It was pressure, and it was cramps. So the cramps are getting more intense. And so at this point, I'm just talking to Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, can you please work with me? I'm talking to Stokely because I talked to him the whole time I was pregnant. I said, Stokely, you gotta work with me, baby. And I'm just talking to my body, like, come on, let's work together. So at this point, I'm walking back and forth. I'm like, oh, yeah, kind of like that. I'm like, oh, trying to do my squats at the sink, going back to the toilet, trying to eliminate what I can, but I'm really actually pushing. And so my mom's asking me all these questions. She's like, you really need to call your doctor. And I'm like, look, I literally can't do that right now. My body's tied up with doing some stuff. My mind's tied up with trying to manage what I'm feeling. And I can't do it. So she calls the doctor, and the whole time she's asking me all these questions. I'm like, could you please stop talking to me? See, that's how you know it wasn't painful. I wasn't being rude. I said, stop talking to me. I said, please stop talking to me. I had manners. Manners while I'm having contraction. Like, I should get an award for that. Because I was still respectful. I'm always respectful. So anyway, so she calls the doctor, and, they're just chilling. They're like, well, I mean, you know, go ahead and bring her in, but she's probably not ready because. And at this point, my mom didn't know I was up since 5 o'clock with feeling the whoop de whoop. So she didn't know I was up since 5 o'clock feeling the whoop de whoop, and so it's probably like 7ish now. And so she's like, we have to go to the hospital. So at this point, she calls my boyfriend and she's like, look, Jasmine's having pains, and I'm not completely sure what's going on. I don't know if they're actual contractions or Braxton Hicks, because I had Braxton Hicks. And I also forgot to tell y'all, the day before, the whole week before this day, I was super swollen. I mean, and the night before, my blood pressure shot up, skyrocketed. Well, I don't know if it skyrocketed, but it was higher than it was supposed to be. That was dramatic. And it was just, I was feeling like ish the night before. I wasn't necessarily in pain because I did yoga the night before, which helped, but I just did not feel like something went right. So she tells my boyfriend that. So we get to the hospital. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. She was trying to, I had on like this long gown, like this huge t-shirt. It like was past my knees. And my mom was like, you cannot wear that to the hospital. Mind you, my water broke in this long t-shirt. I'm over here doing number ones and number twos in this t-shirt, and I'm not caring. Like, I'm not, it probably has stains on it. And my mom's like, you cannot go to the hospital like that. And I'm like, look, girl. So, long story short, she tries to get me to put on pants. It just doesn't work. It wasn't jeans. I mean, it was like big, baggy sweats. Nothing was working. I said, this is not gonna work. Just, I gotta get in the car. I gotta, oh. This is exactly how I look. I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to breathe. And I'm like, like that. And so then she tells my stepdad, so my mom's like, I don't know what's going on, but you need to put down towels in the back seat. And she brought like a garbage bag just in case, like, I pushed him out in the car because at this point, I wasn't trying to move. I was just trying to push where I was. I was like, maybe something might come out on the floor. I don't know. So we get to the hospital, and luckily, like, my boyfriend made good timing because he got there with his mom, and they made good timing, and we got in at the same time. And my mom was trying to get me to walk, and they're like, she's not in active labor because she's able to walk now. Now I could like hobble, but I wasn't trying to walk. I'm like, I need a freaking wheelchair. They didn't give me one, so my ass gotta walk to the freaking wherever I'm going. Then they're asking me all these questions like, what's your social security? I'm barely remembering my social security. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't remember. So I get in triage, which is where they check you in. And she's trying to check all my vitals and stuff. And I'm just like, oh. And then like I go sit on the toilet because there's a toilet in there. And I just start squatting and trying to push. And she's like, just take your time. She's so sweet. And she's like, just take your time. I'm like, oh. And this is my face. My face is like, oh. Oh. It hurts. That is literally my face. So then by that time, my mom and my boyfriend were up there with me. And my boyfriend was like so sweet. He was just like whispering in my ear, like, you can do this. Like, you're going to be okay. I know it hurts. Like, we're here for you. And my mom was like so cool. And she was just like, just take deep breaths. And it hurt. So by this time, I'm like sitting on the hospital bed. And I'm just kind of like rocking back and forth. Like in my mind, I'm imagining like I'm riding the waves, on the ocean. And she's like, breathe. And then it like would get real bad, and I would be like, oh. Okay, so then she was like, so then the lady in triage was just like, it's okay, I'm gonna go get something, and I'll be right back. So it's like almost 8 o'clock by then. It's like 7:50 something, and so she's like, I'm gonna go get the stuff, and I'll be right back. She was like, let me just lay back real quick so I can check your cervix just to see if you're dilated. And I'm like, I don't even know if I can lay back. I'm like, and in my head, I'm thinking, why the hell do people have babies? Like, this is intense. I'm not going to say right now that it's pain, but it's just real intense. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. So I'm like, why? How do people have babies like this? Is like next level period cramps. Like a tiger is clawing at my uterus. I don't know. So I'm like, so I finally get back. She sticks her finger up my vag, and she's like, my mom was like, I'm like,